In this video, I'm going to show you how to perform diagnostic testing on a system with the 2026 All-in-One System Rescue Toolkit. Let's get to it. So I'm going to use autoFIX for this video. If you do not have the supporter or professional edition tier of membership on Patreon, you can follow along with the buttons over here. For example, for autoFIX, the CPU stress test can be found under hardware, CPU stress test, and you can run these manually. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to be using Diagnostic Only Preset. This preset, if we hover over it, it says it runs only diagnostic tasks that do not make changes to the system. I know some IT firms out there prefer to have a diagnostic or read-only approach, and at a different price point, they will perform services that do repair. So this is specifically set so that only diagnostic testing is run and nothing is changed on the system. So when you first open the toolkit, you'll want to be aware of the current system state. You might have a client that is saying the computer's running slow or something of that nature, and these should help kind of point you in the right direction. This particular icon is the CPU percentage for the cores of the CPU. This is the RAM usage, and this is how much hard drive is being used. This is not hard drive utilization. This is hard drive storage capacity usage. And also be aware that this reflects the link rate. You're connected on Ethernet at 1 gigabit, but your internet speed is only 20 megabits. It's going to measure per the link speed and not per the internet speed. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Start AutoFix, and we're going to review the process. I will speed it up where it's appropriate. So the first thing that's going to open up is the Keep Awake app. This runs always with autoFIX so that the computer just stays awake and you can walk away from it and it will not go to sleep on you. So I'm going to move that to the side. Also know that it's going to run a Verify Toolkit Integrity just to make sure we have a valid toolkit that's not been altered or there's not any sort of virus that has infected our toolkit. So now that Verify Toolkit is completed, we're going to have WebRoot System Analyzer pop up as part of the Diagnostic Suite. We're going to go ahead and agree and start this tool. I will speed it up and we'll take a look at the results. The results of WebRoot System Analyzer are based on WebRoot's recommendations, so you can take this information and use it however you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and close the WebRoot System Analyzer, and we should run right into a dead pixel test. This is another manual task, so you will need to review the pixels on the screen and make sure there's no dead pixels, and then press Escape to quit, and it'll continue on. So the CPU stress test is Prime 95, and we also have a hardware monitor sensor that runs. This will only run a 5-minute test. It is not a comprehensive test. It is just enough to verify that the cooling is working, so you can use that information for your diagnostics. Now that the CPU stress test is automatically completed after 5 minutes, we'll see the temperatures are falling properly, which means this cooling system is working. I could probably use a cleaning on my laptop, but we'll see that we're continuing on to disk usage. So disk usage is a custom utility that will check the disk usage of the main root file system. In this case, it's C:. And while that's running, we can take a look at the memory and hard drive test results. So part of memory test is it's going to check the actual slots in the system and tell you how much memory is in each slot. And when you reboot the computer, a Windows memory diagnostic is scheduled to run. Also, we did quick drive smart testing, and this shows physical drives in the device as well as their smart status here. And a benchmark was performed on the system drive, in this case C. The results of our disk usage are here and have completed. So we can see the largest folders at the top level here, as well as the largest files here. A speed test was also run, so we can take a look at speed test here. And the network discovery has completed. So we'll take a look at the network discovery results from autoFIX, and we can see the IPs of devices discovered on the network, host names, the best guess at the operating system, open ports. We also have a JSON file here. This can be loaded into the network discovery app later, so you can review the results in the app. This is the Windows Reliability Monitor. It allows you to review on a timeline system crashes. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the Wi-Fi Analyzer results. We have 3 images, one for 2.4 gigahertz, one for 5 gigahertz, and one for 6 gigahertz, as well as a log file that shows us all of the SSIDs discovered across all spectrums available on the system. The startup apps on this particular system runs msconfig, and we can open Task Manager and see any of the startup apps here. So now that we're back in the toolkit, we can see that it has completed and automatically opened our log files for review. So one thing I would like to note is several tests, such as the hard drive test, will not run the in-depth testing. It only gives you the smart status. If you'd like to run a further smart test, you'll need to go to Hardware tab and click on Hard Drive Test. This will schedule a check disk on Windows or a file system check on Linux, which can be a repair or altering step, but it does allow you to run an in-depth hard drive test. So the first thing that pops up is GSmart Control, and then we're going to see the benchmark results automatically pop up here. And we'll see that a system volume repair was scheduled for next reboot. So when we open up our primary device here, we can go to Self-Tests, choose the type of test we'd like to run, either short or extended, and click on Execute. We can also review the attributes of the drive. If you run this under the live environment, just be advised that some of the things won't really matter for the live environment. If you are running in the live environment and you'd like to see disk usage for the operating system drive, you will need to do that manually. You go to the Hardware tab and you click on the Disk Usage button, and then you can use this drop-down selector to choose the drive you would like to scan. So once you've completed your diagnostic testing, you can find the AIO SRT logs on the desktop of the live environment or the system that you're running on, and copy those over to a flash drive, put them on an FTP site or somewhere else so that you can review them later if you need. So that is how to perform diagnostics with the all-in-one System Rescue Toolkit. And if you'd like to know more information, please visit the project page or Patreon.